In this episode of Top of the Key, we talk about NBA tip-off week, Kyrie going back to play the Cavs, the Washington Wizards playing for respect, the Trailblazers drubbing the Suns, and Lonzo Ball's debut. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Top of the Key, presented by TurfToeShow.com. My name is Mike Floyd, and in this show, we talk about everything NBA related, all the player stats, news, rumors, pretty much anything I can think of, all from a fan perspective. So if you've been paying attention to the channel, we used to do this thing called Double T in the morning. It was a Monday, Wednesday, Friday kind of thing. Got kind of taxing on the body, trying to, wake up, knock out all these videos before work and school. So I figured I'd drop this down to one time a week. I was already doing a blog post called Top of the Key on the TurfToeShow.com, so I figured I already got the equipment, the camera, the lights, the microphones. Might as well just go ahead and make a video series of it. Plus, I like to talk anyway, so it makes it a little easier on me. My apologies. I'm kind of losing my voice. I've been, screaming on top of my lungs. A lot of these games were pretty legit, coming down to the wire. So I've been losing my voice left and right. So the first game I got to start out with is the Celtics Cavaliers. We all know what happened to Gordon Hayward. I feel bad for the man. Just came not traded, but signed up with the Celtics. Was supposed to be part of that new little super team out in the East, but Kyrie. But the man got hurt. I'm not gonna go into the details about it. I'm pretty sure y'all probably heard, and it's been beat to death by the ESPN and all the other news media sites. So you can look that up. It's pretty gruesome. But I mainly want to talk about Kyrie. They were playing the Cavaliers. First time back home. Of course, he got booed, and it wasn't a bad game. I mean, both him and LeBron went off. And it really came down to a three-point shot that he missed at the end of the game. Everybody was wondering if there's going to be, a lot of hard feelings and stuff like that. But it was no love lost. I mean, it was just they all knew that he wanted to lead the team. He damn near led them back to took it to overtime, but he missed a shot. And all the guys gave him dap, so it was pretty cool. But the game that I want to talk about really is when he played the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, the Celtics are 0-2 right now because they lost to the Milwaukee Bucks. Kyrie Irving only scored 17 points in that game. It just looked like to me that he was really rushing it and, taking shots at, instead of passing the ball and getting that ball movement going and getting his teammates into the game, he just kept, it's like as soon as he brought the ball down the court across that half court line, he was already posting up for a shot and he wasn't, getting a continuation going. The person that did get a continuation going was Giannis, the Greek Freak. That guy went for 37 points, 13 rebounds, and 3 steals. He's already shown MVP form right now, and I don't know what's going to happen with him. Looking at Giannis' schedule right now, they got to play the Cavs tonight because this video comes out on Friday. So Friday, October 20th, he's going to be playing the Cavaliers. The Cavs are coming into town, so I think it would be a great test for him to play against LeBron. LeBron did state in that game against the Celtics that he was completely out of shape. He had to be working on his conditioning. He was dealing with like a tweaked ankle at the time. So you could tell it was kind of nagging him. He wasn't full LeBron strength. But I would love to see those two go head to head because I think Giannis, being as young as he is, he's going to be the next big thing. Everybody's been saying it. Kevin Durant's been saying it. All the sportscasters have been finally recognizing this kid. The Greek Freak is going to be legit. Now, while the Bucks are going to be playing the Cavs, the Celtics are going to be playing the 76ers. Everybody's favorite team, trusting the process. And trusting the process, Joel Embiid, he's been, pushing that slogan for the longest time. He's bought into the process and he got a lot of money for buying into that process. And so he dropped, 18 in the loss to the Wizards. And he looked really good. I mean, he was showing what we've been expecting him to do. He was posting up pretty good. He was just passing the team. He was getting everybody involved. He was looking like the player that we've all thought he was supposed to be, but he only played 32 games in the season. So what actually tripped me out though with that game was the Wizards. They looked like they were on a mission just to get some respect in the East. The Washington Wizards ended up beating the 76ers 120-115, and their next game is against the Detroit Pistons. And so Bradley Beal and John Wall, if they keep playing at this rate, I think they're going to make a lot of noise in the Eastern Conference. They made the playoffs last year and they ended up getting taken out. I can't remember off the top of my head by who, but I've been following John Wall for the longest since he came out of college, since he came into the league, and he's even been on record stating that they don't respect him. They don't show him the respect that he deserves. He's a damn good point guard. Every time they talk about top 5 point guards, they're always throwing Kyrie, Dame, and all these other guys, but John Wall seems to get left out of the equation. So I can see him having a really good breakout year. Now, speaking of, the NBA season, we got to talk about the defending champs, the Golden State Warriors. I don't know if you got to see that game. Well, the beginning part where they had the ring ceremony, it was just a bunch of, glitz and, fanfare. They were playing the visiting Rockets, who were there, who were, been revamped with, the addition of CP3. So everybody's been wondering how CP3 and James Harden's, they're going to be able to play together. Well, they played really good together because they ended up beating the Warriors. The Rockets ended up winning that game 122-121, and Harden, he went for 27 points. Draymond Green actually got hurt during that game. He actually ended up banging up his knee, and I think, if I remember correctly, it was during the third quarter. And so when he came out, their defensive schemes just completely fell apart, and so the Rockets are taking off. CP3 didn't really have a good game. He actually kind of bounced back in the next game against the Sacramento Kings. They ended up beating them as well, so they're 2-0 in their division. But I think he's slowly molding. He's not molding, but he's getting used to not being the man like he was with the Clippers. There was a lot of times when watching the game, you'll see him out there in the wing just standing there still, while James Harden, was cooking it up, dishing out some handles and passing off to other people. So I think with it's 82 games, so it was the first 2 games, so he got 80 more games. So I think that process of him learning to be a role player, no longer the man, is still going to take some time. But, Mike D'Antoni, he'll be able to cook up some plays for these guys. Now, the other Texas team, the San Antonio Spurs, there was a lot of talk about Kawhi Leonard. He got hurt in the Western Conference playoffs when Zaza the cheater, decided to put his foot under the man, and he landed, jacked up his leg. So, and there was a lot of talk about LaMarcus Aldridge. He just disappeared in the playoffs. He wasn't there. So the reports that came out where they said him and Pop, they sat down, had a talk. He signed a 2-year extension with a 1-year player option that he can sign. And Pop even admitted that he tried to fit LaMarcus into his own system instead of trying to figure out what works for LaMarcus. So they had a bunch of talks and they work some things out. And with the addition of Rudy Gay, they looked really good against the Minnesota Timberwolves. They ended up winning 107-99, in San Antonio. And, they still haven't got Kawhi back, so it's going to be a little while, but it's nice to see LaMarcus actually starting to play like his old self. And Rudy Gay, he actually has a chance to, contend for a title because they damn near beat the Warriors last year. One quick shocker, that kind of tripped me out is I've been following Dame Lillard and CJ McCollum. I wanted to see how the Trailblazers is going to respond with CJ being suspended for that one game, for coming off the bench, during the preseason game. And they're playing the Suns, and they ended up beating these cats 124-76 in Arizona. So, in Phoenix. So they pretty much embarrassed the Suns. So I don't really think that was really a test for the Portland Trailblazers because they also, just like I was saying with the Washington Wizards, they've been playing like they're saying that people don't respect them. So I see these guys, starting to amp up their game as well. Now, if any of you know me or those who don't know me, I'm from New York and I'm a diehard Knicks fan. I am wearing a Spurs jersey at the moment because I'm down here in Texas. But the Knicks, they're playing OKC. And I don't know why I thought we'll do better than this. Michael Beasley went down with an ankle injury, kind of same situation having with Kawhi, but Michael Beasley came down from a 3-point shot, kind of landed awkwardly on Russell Westbrook's foot. And I want to say it was within the first quarter and he was out. But they ended up losing 105-84 in OKC. Carmelo Anthony, of course, went off. Paul George went off. Russ went off. It was just a drubbing. There was no reason for the Knicks to even stay in this game. So everybody said at the beginning of the season that the Brooklyn Nets were supposed to be the worst team. I'm pretty sure both New York teams are going to be competing for worst team because Brooklyn, they just lost Jeremy Lin the other night to a knee injury. He came down on a fast break, and you could tell he said he was out completely. And yet, there's been a lot of injuries. So, off the top of my head, Gordon Hayward, Jeremy Lin, Michael Beasley. So, things are getting crazy with the leg injuries. And lastly, I want to talk about the LA Lakers. So, for some reason, there has been sportscasters saying that the Lakers should be able to make the playoffs in the West. I don't know where they got this idea or this notion from. They're claiming that Lonzo Ball is going to be the next coming, the greatest thing ever. He's the next Magic. Some guys compare him to John Stockton. I have heard all these crazy names, but tonight Lonzo Ball did not show that. Lonzo played 29 minutes, only scored 3 points and 4 assists. Don't get me wrong, he's a rookie. And I think he had rookie numbers. He was thrust in the spotlight first game, actual competition. at the NBA level. He played like a rookie. I do think he'll be better later on down the road. But I think with all the extra hype that his dad placed on him to actually saying like he's the best, he's going to do this, he's going to do that, I think it's causing him to be on so much scrutiny from fans, from other players, from GMs. I think it's going to start wearing down on the kid. So I'm hoping with this first game, getting the jitters out, they can kind of back off and, he can kind of recuperate. But the Clippers, on the other hand, they went crazy. DeAndre Jordan, off the top of my head, he had 14 points, 24 rebounds. The guy set I want to say they said it was a record, like a opening day record, and it was a Clippers record for rebounds. So the Clippers are looking good without, CP3. Blake Griffin, I mean, he looked like a point guard the whole time. He just completely dominated. And they were saying that Doc Rivers wants him to play more without thinking so much. He wants them to actually just take shots, just do what he's got to do to just win games. So he kind of showed that off tonight. He had 33 minutes. He had 29 points. Just the whole time, it was just the Clippers team was just bigger and they were just stronger. They just completely bodied these young kids on the Lakers. It's just, I think Luke Walton has his work cut out for him. He's just going to have to get these guys to slow down the tempo and actually get the shots, because they were throwing up shots and they just weren't dropping. It was just like they were hitting the rim and just clearing off the rim the entire time. There were so many shots off the top of the key. It was just bad. Larry Nance, he had a couple nice dunks. Brandon Ingram kind of got hot later on. I was rooting for Kyle Kuzma, but he didn't really get hot. He's playing off the bench, and it didn't look good for the Lakers. But once again, we all figured it was going to be like that. It's a bunch of rookies, a bunch of young guys, our first 2-3 years. So I don't know where they got the notion they're going to be in the playoffs and actually make noise. Especially playing on the West when you got the LA Clippers, Memphis, Utah, Portland, San Antonio, Houston, Oakland, OKC, Golden State, Sacramento, Minnesota. I mean, you got all these teams that you got to get past. Portland. So, and they're thinking the LA Lakers are going to make the 8th seed. No, it's not going to happen. So I would like to see how the Lakers are going to do against the Phoenix Suns. They got to go to Arizona and play them on, I want to say, tomorrow. So it'll be nice to see if they can actually rebound and actually keep it competitive. And I actually want to see if the Suns can rebound after that drubbing they got from the Trailblazers, see what happens with that, see if Devin Booker goes off. So guys, that's going to be it for the top of the key. Once again, I usually do this in a blog format, but I decided to switch to video, actually get my thoughts on video. It's easier for me that way. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all at Turf Toe Show. The original Turf Toe Show, it comes out every Thursday. We break down all the football action, some of the baseball action that's been going on, maybe some hockey. I'm gonna try to do the top of the key, every Friday, get these released, try to get in that group. So let me know in the comments anything I can work on or anything you want me to touch on, stuff like that. If you want me to speak more on the stats or just more of my thoughts of the actual games, and just let me know. I'm open to any suggestions. So till next time guys.